Welcome to the YouTube channel for me, PH32 Films. Remember to subscribe and share with a friend. Peace.
Yeah, they dialed in. The
They ready, man.
that fourth down play too, when they blitzed and Kincaid dropped that pass, but they blitzed the corner on that fourth down. And it's almost like Spagnuolo, he knew like Josh Allen gonna try to run, gonna try to roll right with this, but he couldn't do it. He tried to roll, but they already blitzed in that corner over there. And so he ended up having to back up. He threw it, still gave him a chance, but that's a drop to me. I tweeted that too. Like that was
It
a
was
drop.
definitely a
I ain't gonna
drop.
lie. It was thrown
It was
back.
definitely a drop.
That was a
They hit
drop,
him right
bro.
in his arms. But I'm just coming from a defensive standpoint. All right, it's third and long. We ain't worried about nothing short. That's why we blitzed that corner out there. And if you notice, he was blitzing the outside linebacker the whole time. But
Yeah,
on that play, he blitzed the corner. You see
right.
what I'm saying? Because he can get there even quicker. So
Yeah,
he wasn't worried about you completing the pass. He was worried about you having time
yeah.
for the play to develop for you to get 15 yards or whatever they needed. It wasn't going to happen. It was genius.
Smart,
Like we
smart.
said, we talked about the number one defense in the league. To me, now I know on paper Philadelphia
Yeah,
Eagles is number one defense in the league,
been saying
but to
that
me, the
though.
number one play caller, just like Maurice was talking about, and you see the job that Chris Jones did. He was a menace
Yeah,
out there.
yeah.
um, you know, I just, congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills. Back to the drawing board.
I take it back. And it's a lot of people, you're gonna hear a lot of people talking. I've been seeing some today about how they just feel like Bills are gonna be like, all right, we tried to let Josh Allen do everything, didn't work. We tried to scale it back with the team, still didn't work. That's a lot of that's going on right now too. Is people acting like, well, what are they gonna do? They didn't try all these different ways to try to beat Mahomes, and but they still keep losing. Like, I don't know. Y'all better figure it out.
But you're right there.
Yeah, you're
You're
right.
right
You
there.
plays away. You plays
You're
away.
right there, man. It's the
Mhm.
same thing. Like we got to keep bringing up the Ravens. It's the
Yeah,
same thing. You
yeah,
gotta make plays to win the game. I didn't see Buffalo out there making plays to win the game. I just didn't. I saw you can't let the champs outplay you.
yeah. In that
You
game.
can't do that. You can't allow that team. The hungrier team to me look like Kansas City.
Yeah,
You ain't never won a Super Bowl, and you gonna let a team that's done back to back that thing be hungrier than you out there. I didn't see it, man. I didn't see it. I'm gonna tell you who I thought was hungry out there, man. Cook was hungry out there.
yeah. He was ready for it. He balled
Cook
up.
was balling. And I thought them putting Johnson in messed them up.
Yeah, it
I
did.
thought Cook should have got all the carries.
Yeah, you gotta look at how the game going. He was killing
I
in
felt
the Ravens game. He wasn't killing in this one. He got an early carry and he kind of got stopped early, like almost like a negative play. He hadn't really had a lot of negative plays lately. He had one early against Chiefs. They was on him.
I
And
felt
then
like
they
he
kind of
played
went to
too
Cook,
much.
but they
I
started
felt like
putting,
he played. I felt like he played too much. I felt like Johnson. I felt like that game we're gonna ride Cook until we gotta put Johnson in. You see what I'm saying? Cook was making yards. It wasn't a lot of space. He was weaving through there, getting 6, 7 yards. I
yeah,
mean,
that touchdown he
you
did was
know,
crazy. Later, I
it
got hit
was.
in the back, put your hand down, reached out, he balled
I
out.
mean, how you gonna and then he'll get a good run and then they'll put Johnson in the next play. Sometime that rotation, I
Yeah,
don't know who's how it goes. Sometimes it be the running back coach, sometimes be
yeah,
the offensive coordinator, sometimes be the head coach. Whoever is establishing that rotation messed up on that game to me.
yeah.
We going Cook until we can't go Cook no more. I don't care what down it is. You got to have your ballers out there.
Yeah, that's
That's the way I
definitely
look at it.
one of his best games I ever. He probably the best game I ever seen him. I ain't gonna lie. He been
Yeah.
balling this year though. But
He only touched it 13 times.
talking about a rotation for backs because I ended up 4 yards short on my parlay because of Brian Robinson. He couldn't get to 40 yards. He got it 36. Why? Because he rotated. I saw him look to the sideline. That game got out of hand. We're going to talk about this Washington Eagles game. It got out of hand. They put up 55 on that defense with a team that got a new head coach that's supposed to be known for defense. They gave up 55 points in that game. But I seen Brian Robinson look to the sideline one time toward the second half once they gave up a touchdown and they had completely abandoned the run. Um, and he was like, get in for me, telling Eckler to come in, and he ain't never get another carry after that. I was like, man. But anyway, Saquon, I say that this game is about, like I said the last time, the GM, they got better players, man. Howie Roseman, it's like 6 players. And I'm gonna put this up. It's gonna be a graphic too, but it's like, and I took it last night from NFL Network, so shout out to them. But it's like our coach was Vic Fangio. You got Saquon Barkley. You got Zach Bond. You got Kenyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. All those additions to the team this year because of Harry Roseman. All those players, including the coach, up for awards this year. You got Defensive Player of the Year for rookies between that corner and DeJean. You got Defensive Player of the Year with Bond at linebacker. And then Vic Fangio, you know what he's doing as a defensive coordinator. He's been having them boys balling all year. So I just feel like they just got the better players, man. Washington, great season. I want to give them a lot of credit. I looked up something else where I got that from Bleacher Report, but Washington, you drafted Jaden Daniels #2 overall. You clinched the playoff berth for the first time since 2020. You won your first playoff game for the first time since 2005. You made the conference championship for the first time since 91. So great season, Washington. But in that game, Eagles did whatever they wanted. That's how I felt. What do you think?
I mean, you're exactly right, but it came down to stopping the run, and Washington had problems stopping the run the whole time. And I'm gonna bring up a great player right here, but we gotta point out some faults too. Bobby Wagner is the middle of that defense, and he missed that first play when Saquon broke. He made some plays after that, but I just felt like Washington wasn't ready when it come to stopping that run. And then to me, like you said, Robinson and them boys was running out. Robinson was kind of getting yards a little bit here and there, but it was so tight in there, man. And the Eagles front four is so tough, especially with them backers on top of them. It's hard to run the ball on them guys. They're really good on D. They got the #1 #1 overall defense in football is the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. And they got the #1 pass defense. And I just felt like Jaden Daniels was outmatched. We finally saw they made some plays. Now they didn't lay down. Yeah. But okay, it's just like a championship boxing match. You get knocked down, you come back, you knock him down. Now he get back up and he knock you down again. You can't keep getting up. That's the thing. They just couldn't keep getting up. They were just not good enough to continue to get up and make plays. Jaden Daniels, phenomenal season, but you kind of saw where, like you said, the Eagles players kind of came to the forefront. Saquon Barkley came to the forefront. Them guys on defense came to the forefront. Even a couple passes, A.J. Brown, it was running reverses. To me, the mixture, Dallas Goedert, the offensive play calling was brilliant in that game. They let everybody touch that thing, man. Even though they weren't throwing the ball a whole lot. It was like Dallas Goedert, to me, played one of the best games that I ever seen him play. He only had what Goddard had. I got him right here. So he had 7 catches for 85 yards, and they gave him a couple of end of rounds. It's like we're mixing it up out there. You see what I'm saying? A.J. Brown had 6 catches for 96 yards and a touch. Your boy had 45 yards. Devontae Smith. They're just better, man. Saquon, 15 carries, 118. No, 15 carries, 118 yards, 3 TDs. He's just a gangster out there. Jalen Hurts, 20 for 28, 246 yards and touchdown. Don't think he can't throw it. Don't say that.
Yeah, you can't.
Because he can throw it.
I can't say
if he have to. If he have to.
I felt like that first drive, Washington came out, drove the ball all the way down the field to start going for it on all the 4 downs. Then they kicked. But then after that, Saquon broke loose, man. It hurt him. That hurt him, that first Saquon touchdown.
That was a backbreaker. That
was early, too. It was
you prepare all week, and the first time this dude touched the ball, he do a Barry Sanders on you. Spin moves and then break out on you. It's just, he's better. He's better.
You look at that O-line, he got time he did this against the Rams, where he gets the ball, he get in the hole, and he got time to make his lateral move, because them boys holding up. front real
Yeah.
quick for him to get it off. When I see Saquon, I look at a player that's like one of the generational players, like you say, one of the best all-timers, but also he playing, it's like putting the best all-time player in with a good line that's good enough to like give him some, he got time to do his juke in the hole if he want to. Like when he scored on maybe the second or third TD on the goal line when he just bounced it, it's like you got time, bro. You ain't even gotta worry about is somebody in the backfield right now, so you get the rock. You got it, and you can just look, bounce, outside, touchdown. That's just like better players than me. I agree with you, man.
I
Better
mean,
players.
you're absolutely right, man. Anybody who's ever ran the ball before know if you got a good line in front of you, it's trouble.
You got
It's
time.
like Saquon is too good to have a line like that. I mean, he got a line like that. It's trouble. You see it. It's a match made in heaven. He's gonna make the right decisions. He's gonna make the right cuts. When he gets in the open field, he's a terror to them DBs. If you saw how many arm tackles do not work on that
Yeah.
young man,
I was just
it's
saying,
not gonna happen.
he's hard to
He's
tackle.
running through them arm tackles out there,
Mhm.
man.
They was missing,
I
man.
just you look at Jaden Daniels 29 for 48. I thought 48 balls, it was too much to be throwing.
The boys abandoned that thing. Once that score started looking crazy, they got away from it. I started
They
noticing
did.
Cliff Kingsbury, he like, I'm trying to bring us back every time. Like, because I was waiting, when you got a parlay in, you're always waiting to see if they're going to get a Boston running back again. But I started noticing, like, yeah, this about to be all empty. And when they're back, they took Brian Robinson out one time and just gave the little quick handoff to Eckler. He got a couple yards. But when Eckler, I think he fumbled. That messed him
He
up
did
too.
from
That messed him up too. His mental, it was
it's that
okay.
it's that it's that rotation that we were talking about, man. You're playing too many backs, bro. You're playing too many backs. When the backs catch rhythm, stick with the guy, man.
Yeah, I ain't mad
Stick
at that.
with the guy. That turnover was huge.
Yeah, it was.
Washington had battled back. Terry McLaurin caught that TD.
Yeah,
They battled back. They showed that they were, was meant to be in this game and they could play with Philly. But 4 quarters of ball, the coaches got to be in there with you, man. I know Eckler's a good baller, man, but he's got to have a specific package. Sort of how they did Dallas Goedert. I know Goddard's a tight end and Eckler's a running back, but you can't take Robinson's the breadwinner on that team when it
yeah,
comes to running that ball.
yeah.
You got to try to get him 18 to 20 carries. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have nowhere close to that. I mean, it's just to me. And then, like we talked about when I was texting, once desperation sit in, now you're gambling and your schemes start to break down and
Yeah.
you look crazy out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you don't
that was
stop the
also
run.
coaching. That was another one of those coaching because Vic Fangio and Kellen Moore, I'm not gonna lie. They boys got it done, I guess. Was that Dan
They
Quinn
did.
supposed to be calling those, head coach calling and Cliff Kingsbury. Um, I mean, I thought Jaden Daniels, like you said, when you sent me that text, I had to go back. I'm like, oh yeah, I see what you're talking about because he just put his foot in the ground one time, stopped, cut back, and went for 6. Like nobody was out there. It went slow down for him on that play. That was a great move, but it's like just ain't enough. They're not good enough. These players, man. Harry Roseman,
Yeah.
that sounds like a broken record, but he one of the best GMs in all the sports right now. Him, uh, we'll talk about it when we get to the NBA. Brad Stevens, what he doing out there with them Celtics? There's some players that's getting picked up on these teams and they panning out, man. When you draft these guys and they up for awards now, it's like you doing the right thing, man. Like you got the right players in place. And then you got players up front like Lane Johnson that's been there that's like really, staples to that old line. They're gonna make sure Saquon got some time back there because they know how good he is. And then Jalen Hurts just been waiting on. He been waiting this whole time just for like, get me where I need to be, get us there. And one thing about him is the mistakes. See, we'll talk about that because we're gonna preview for the Super Bowl, so we can go ahead. We're gonna get out of here on this one. But to me, Jalen Hurts is one of those players that it's gonna come down to the not making the mistake in the crucial moment. He didn't had this time of being in the Super Bowl before where he had that fumble and went for 6, and it cost them. They played Chiefs, same team. They ended up coming back and costing them. They almost beat the Chiefs in that game, but this time around, you're gonna have to see. We'll get to it when we'll preview it, but it's gonna come down to the mistakes because, like you said, I don't think the Chiefs gonna make them mistakes. They really did fumble it in that game against the Bills, which I thought was weird on that play. There was a fumble on the read option and he dropped it, but Do I think they finna do that in the Super Bowl coming up? No, I do not. They going for a three-peat. They finna play a real clean game out there. And then they got a coaching advantage, in my opinion, still. And I want to give props to the Eagles. All the Eagles fans out here, you got props for me. Your head coach got you there 2 times in 4 years. Don't get it twisted. They was talking about him in the, after week 2 this year because they was doing some wilding. He was talking to people in the stands and all that. Winning cures a lot. I thought about that too while the game was going on. Like we ain't talking about you so much when you winning these games. It don't matter. If you losing, now we talking. But all the winning dynasties, even Patriots that you love, something was going on in that locker room that the guys didn't like. But you ain't hear about it because they winning. You know what I'm saying? So when you winning, it cures a lot, man.
It does. It does. And like you said, the Eagles coaching staff, to me, they got their work cut out for them with the Kansas City Chiefs having 2 weeks to prepare for them. But
Yeah.
these are the keys to the game to me. And we, like you said, we'll get more in depth with it. Just remember this right here. Saquon Barkley. Just remember that right there. Saquon is the reason why they're better than they were when they went to the Super Bowl the last time.
I
They're
agree.
definitely better than they were the last time. Maybe not the defense. The defense is still number 1 in the league.
Yeah.
But Saquon Barkley, I think both teams got Kansas City got a coaching advantage, but even with your coaching advantage, you still got to stop 26. You got to stop 26. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be interesting to see how Andy Reid and those guys, because they're going to come up with something. I promise you, they're going to come up with something. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll see Kansas City kind of dinking and donking the ball up the field a little bit more to kind of keep Saquon on that bench. You see what I'm saying? That, because if they can just back up and stop Saquon Barkley every play with A.J. Brown and them boys out there, they really good. But
they
I just
deserve
feel
to win.
like,
You can do that.
they deserve to win it. But this is going to be an epic matchup, man.
Yeah. We're going to preview.